understanding the benchmarks. What makes them up? There are four major dimensions that make up the benchmarks. On the outside of the circle you can see these leadership programs and services and information systems. And these are key inputs that are required if we are going to have successful student transitions through the building of student career management competencies. For each of these dimensions, there is an overarching statement that describes what the benchmarks encompass. And each of these statements are broken up into categories. And in this example, L1, that's the first L standing for leadership, and that's the first category, and there is a statement that describes what this encompasses. Then for each of these categories, these are broken up into subcategories, and these subcategories describe what the benchmark descriptors are about, or what this area is about. So there are four benchmark descriptors for each subcategory, and these range from ineffective through to highly effective. And if you liken it back to NCEA, it's quite easy. It's like not achieved, achieved, merit and excellence. And we've interpreted that to say ineffective means there are some things happening, but they're not making much of an impact, through to adequate. And for a lot of schools, adequate is going to be okay. Through to, if you're adequate, and like an NCEA, you do a little bit more, you have consolidating effectiveness, and once you've consolidated, you move into highly effective. And it may only be in some areas that schools aim to be highly effective, and in most areas they may want to aim for adequate, which is why we have adequate shaded, so that this is the starting point. And it means that depending on how you judge or review yourself against that statement, depends whether you move backwards to ineffective, or you have a look and you think, yes, we're doing all that. And each, from adequate, there is a stemming. So it means you go, yes, I've got this section, and you can move on, and you might think, yes, I've got this, yes, we're doing all these things, and then you can move on to the last part, and you might think, oh, we're not quite there. And so very quickly, if you want to be highly effective, you would think these are the things we need to do. The student career management competencies are similar to the other dimensions in that there is an overarching statement and they're broken up into categories and subcategories. However, there is only two descriptors, competent or highly competent, because it doesn't matter what age a student leaves school at, there are certain career management competencies that they are required to build to ensure that they make a successful transition. If a student is in a school for 5 years and has all the inputs, leadership programs and services, all the information systems are there, hopefully there will be some that will be highly competent. If you require further assistance or resources, you can go online or you can call the free phone line. You can